and there is a decision that was made by Speaker Emeritus, the current public service, what is his name, J. Muturi. He was your speaker. In fact, I think you were in that session, or in the David Ochieng, who Kenya member of parliament, when I think the NASA wanted to whip him. And Justin Muturi and somebody rushed to court. And the speaker, where you served as member of parliament of Dakureti North, stated that there is no arm of government can direct another arm, including whether judiciary or parliament or executive, national executive. So with our wakili there in these principles of separation of powers, where we have judicial overreach, do you think judiciary should be holding the hand of parliament in making that decision and running in their affairs? Because they will be rewriting how principle of powers operates. So I would want to do, and finally, Governor, looking at this report that was tabled on 2nd March 2024. So apart from this Justice Ngah decision, and despite the fact that on several occasions, out of course, convincing reason you have avoided, in the principles of equity, who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Do you think it is unfair to accuse, let me use the word accuse cautiously, the committee did not consider in time, considering that you could not make it because of course, valid reasons that you have tabled? Do you think it will be fair? Those are my 3 questions.
Governor?
Chair, 3 things. Number 1, I want to confirm that the county government of KISII submitted the reports to the Auditor General on 30th September, as by the law. What you have there, that's is
evidence to that effect, because you who alleges must prove.
Chair, there is evidence, and I can supply. I can supply it. That yes, we did submit on time, as it was required.
Okay, I'll allow you to prosecute. Oh, Senator, you wanted?
Yes, Chair.
Oh, okay, just a minute, Governor. Senator?
I just wanted to say that if that information that the Governor is raising is not tabled and is not within it, then we will not accept that argument.
Yeah, because the difficulty we have is that the financial statement that was certified
has already been tabled,
and that we are considering indicates that the county executive's financial statements were approved and signed by the CEC member for finance on 10th of January 2024.
Governor, again, I want to invoke our friendship, and just to remind you that once you go under oath, once you leave that Bible, there are consequences of making statements that are manifestly untrue. Because the documents that are before us are here. Is the CEC for Finance and Economic Planning who signed this document here?
Yes.
Where is he?
Chairman, I'm around.
As Governor, you need to ask your CEC if he understands the import of appending your signature to a document, especially given what the document says. In law, your attorney there will tell you that once you have a document, you don't introduce oral evidence to explain its contents, because we can all read. This is not in Gusi. This is in English. It says the county executive's financial statements were approved and signed by the CEC member for finance on the 10th of January 2024. Is this your signature?
Yes, Chairman. That's
so is this document wrong? Because what the governor is saying is different from what the document is saying. Should we believe the document or the governor's oral presentation?
Chairman, that's my signature, and that's the document I believe is very, very.
Is what this document saying correct?
I believe so, Chair.
My friend, is what this document saying correct?
Yes, Chair.
Governor, you may want to retract because the subject matter specialist has a different version from what you are giving the committee.
Chairman, given that he just signed, the people who submitted the documents, they're here. And I want to confirm because they have been. And I'm happy that you're bringing up that document. Mr. Nyandanyi, when did you submit the documents?
with evidence.
And who is Mr. Nyandani?
Head of accounts. Through my governor, we usually submit by 30th of September.
Usually.
But we don't have the evidence here with us because we didn't know.
Then what you're saying is not useful. Governor, proceed.
Chairman, number two.
You said there were three things. I'm still allowing you to, but remember our 10 minutes is spent.
Number two, Chairman. Number two, the fact that we brought in the documents and we submitted to the committee. Chair, we were ready to continue with the report, as it were. But Chairman, again, the fact that there was that ruling is what we were taking precaution of, so that we don't offend the Constitution, as it were, and it has been cleared by the courts. Tomorrow we don't find ourselves as a county, at the Senate. Always I'm ready, Mr. Chairman, as I've said. Only precautionary, we were taking caution.
Governor, are you ready? Are you ready to proceed?
I'm ready, Chairman.
Are you still maintaining your preliminary objection?
I am, because, Chairman, I believe if the Constitution is being abused.
You can't have it both ways. You are either holding on to objection or you are saying you have abandoned it and we can proceed. Vice Chair.
My brother, Governor Arati, and I used to normally play for you when we were taking lunch that you become the governor of KISII. And I hope you remember those prayers. They are powerful, that's why you are governor. Mr. Arati, Your Excellency, you are with us in Parliament. There are decisions that the courts would make. But we used to tell courts, I can even give you an answer, where you are telling off courts that they cannot interfere with the work of Parliament. So you are before Parliament, which you protected for 10 years as a member of Parliament. Now you are telling us, we can't proceed because some judge somewhere has decided to issue some orders. Yet I thought the important part through the chair is accounting for the taxpayers' money, regardless of any other decision, because I thought you wanted the people of KISII to know today how the money we dispense to can be accounted for. So, Governor, you should choose the way. Either we proceed or you sustain your objection, then the committee can make a decision, and we also save your time and save our time, because we know you need to be in KISII also discharging your duties as the governor. So, Chair,
and as senators, we need to be in the chamber to approve money that is going to counties.
Cash disbursement today in the afternoon.
Which we have done faithfully. When it comes to disbursing money to counties, these senators have done it faithfully.
Yes.
When it comes to oversighting errant officials, including your deputy governor, this Senate has done it faithfully. When it comes to accounting for expenditure, the governor carries a smart lawyer without all the facts to try to sabotage this important exercise. Governor, those are our three very important roles. Yes. Allocate money to counties, we have done it faithfully. To oversight, we have done it faithfully, including an impeachment in KISII. Why is oversight of finances becoming a problem?
And even we have defeated a presidential memorandum.
Yesterday,
we
got 2/3.
380 billion.
We raised 2/3 of the vote of Senate.
And we raised 7 billion. We defeated a presidential memorandum.
Why is it that when it comes to accounting, you come with a battalion of lawyers?
Chairman, let me say I didn't come with battalions of lawyers. I have only one lawyer here with me.
I think you came with your legal advisor as backup, as a substitute. Just a minute, Governor. Senator Mariam and then Senator Gatai.
Chair, when Governor is explaining about the financial, he said an accountant just signed. So maybe they are not owning the report. Are you satisfied with the content of the report? If you are saying just sign the report on this, you have to maybe paraphrase that. This objection of yours, it is only one thing. Is either you have to withdraw so that we can continue, or you make it firm there so that we can make decision.
Thank you, Chair. This is Senator Mwanta Gataya, Mofa Yadaraganithi County, a member of this committee.
Thank you. Senator Sifuna, remember we stopped the governor. He was trying to explain something.
I understand, and because you know, Governor, it doesn't look good when we look for legal loopholes to try and stop a conversation about utilization of the resources of the people of KISII. As I said, I know you. I don't think there is anything you have to hide, but that is how it is appearing. And it is not a good look on you because I know you are a straightforward person. Your lawyer there should also advise you that if you are going to object to our proceedings, maybe you shouldn't file responses. Because immediately you have filed responses like this. This is now the custody of the Senate. You can't come then tell us that you don't want to proceed because of something that happened subsequently. So what I would advise you, Governor, is let us not take this stance where, because it cannot have been the decision of the court. And I've read that decision, and I asked your lawyer to show me where the court has said that all audit reports that are now before Parliament should not be looked at by Parliament. You cannot injunct processes of Parliament, and it cannot have been the intention of the court to allow governors and county governments to escape scrutiny by representatives of the people. And I want to let you know that now that you have brought this decision to our attention, we as members of Parliament will apply for review of that position. It is not tenable because it doesn't make any sense. Right now, the auditors are having to scramble. They're trying to comply. Yesterday, I was at an what is it called? Entry meeting, because the governor knows I'm also an accounting officer. My exit meeting is on the 9th. By 31st, the reports for that big party that you're speaking about will be done. Honorable Governor, we are not in the business of running away from accountability. And all that happens in this committee is a conversation about how money has been utilized. So you should encourage a position that allows these facts to be brought out, and also to use this forum to also explain to the country and the people of KISII what your government is doing, because you will not get a better opportunity than this.
Chair, allow me to say this. We are ready to move. The only thing, Chair, as I said earlier, it's good that I also bring it in, know that there is this ruling. But for me, Chair, I'm prepared. And that's why I supplied all the documentation that which are required. And therefore, Chair, I stepped down the objection. We move on with I'm ready. Chair, again, Senate is part of the businesses we are continually learning from the best also practices that we have learned around. Therefore, I'll be the happiest person to really know where we are doing wrong or what we are doing right. The Chair, so that we're not accused tomorrow that we convened with the Senate in defeating the ruling. But I've stepped down that one. We can proceed.
Actually, it is not you stepping it down. It is the chair overruling the objection for the following reasons. The Senate has demonstrated that the report of the Auditor General on the County Executive of KISII for the year ended 30th June 2023, which was tabled on 21st of March 2024 and referred to the Public Accounts Committee for appropriate action, the Senate operated within the constitutional timelines. The Senate has further confirmed and demonstrated that if there was a delay by the Office of the Auditor General in submitting reports to Parliament, it was occasioned by the delay of the KISII County Executive to provide financial statements, which were approved and signed by the CEC on 10th of January 2024, 3 months outside the constitutional and statutory timelines. With regards to the other report, the County Revenue Fund report for the year ended 30th June 2023, this report, the Senate was seized of it on 20th of March 2024, upon which the Senate referred the report to the Public Accounts Committee for appropriate action on that date. If there was a delay by the Auditor General in submitting the report to Parliament, Again, it was occasioned by the county executive of KISII, because the county revenue funds financial statements were approved and signed on 19th of December 2023, whereas they ought to have been provided by 30th of September 2023. If anyone is going to take responsibility for that delay, it is the county executive of KISII. In the final report for the financial year 2023, this report, Parliament was seized of it on 21st of March 2024 within the constitutional timelines. We did our own internal processes of debate and consideration, and it was referred to this committee for appropriate action, which is what we are doing. If there was a delay by the Auditor General in providing the financial statement report to Parliament, it was again occasioned by the illegal actions, because these are violations of the law. We can point you to the law that makes it an offense not to comply with the provisions of the Public Audit and PFM Act. The County Revenue Fund, the revenue statements were approved and signed by the receiver of revenue on 30th November 2023, 2 months outside the statutory timelines. So, Governor, we must make a ruling on this. I do not want us to avoid taking the decision. Parliament has acted properly within its timelines. The county executive of KISII has acted outside the constitutional and statutory timelines, and therefore, if there was to be a crisis, it would be a self-inflicted crisis by the county executive of KISII. Now, it's important that we have this conversation, and I think it's important that you brought it up.
Chairman.
So that it can, just a minute, so that it can provide guidance to the other governors who might assume that they can use a legal loophole to run away from accountability. The Senate, I think we have applied our minds to this. Of course, we are seeking a review on certain issues, transitional issues, clarification on practical application. But we cannot seek a review of the Constitution. We are not, there's no contention about what the Constitution says. But for us to fulfill the constitutional requirements, all of us must play our part. There is no way the Auditor General can give a report if the entity provides a report in the following year. And there is no way this committee can take appropriate action without calling the entities, because Article 47 gives you the right to fair administrative action. So it's not, unless you just want us to adopt and say that HR money was stolen. That's why we afford you this opportunity. I've made that long submission so that it can act as a guide kwa wale ambao wako na nia kama zako.
Chair, first of all, I withdrew. Therefore, after withdrawing, Chair, you can't give the ruling on it, because I stepped down that objection that I
No, the matter needed to be determined.
I know, Chair, you're guiding that any other governor coming for must put their acts together. But again, I agree with you. We must be, all of us, faithful to what the Constitution requires of us. Therefore, as I just indicated earlier, Chair, I withdrew. Therefore, that suffices, the ruling you were to make.
Honourable members, unless there is an observation, I wanted to take this view. Governor, the House is going on recess today, and there are certain instruments which, if you don't pass, counties are going to be starved of cash. Yesterday, we passed the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, CARA, and we had to raise 2/3 to defeat a memorandum by the President, which wanted to distribute 380 billion. These senators here, we came together and we ensured that whatever was distributed was 387 billion. Today we are supposed to process other statutes, the cash disbursement schedule, and a few other bills that would be supporting devolution. We don't have much time to consider the report before us, but at least we have agreed in principle that, notwithstanding Jairus Nga's decision, this exercise must be undertaken because it's part of that appropriate action. And I wanted to make a proposal, honourable members, that if the governor stepped down, but I've also given guidelines on how Senate proceeds in light of that kind of concern, that we may need to defer or to adjourn early to allow us to make those other decisions that are good for devolution, and then propose another date where we'll not be taking too much time on preliminaries, where the governor will come and will go straight to action. And maybe by that time, the Auditor General will have provided the most recent report. So it will give us a fresher perspective on the affairs of KISII. Honorable members, could I hear your comments on that? Senator Nyonka?
Thank you, Chair. I think I have no objection to us making a ruling, because the matters in this report are quite weighty and they need some time. So I would like to say I appreciate that you've accepted and realized that. Okay. Thank you.
Senator Chairman, I abide fully with your wisdom that has come forth. So I think we should proceed in that fashion.
Okay. Chair, that's the best observation that we can make as a committee, and we totally agree, because we have spent quite a number of time on the preliminaries. And now that the governor has stepped down, I hope next time when he appears, then we shall have a...
He would step up again. Senator Mariam?
Chair, I agree. And the issue of audit queries are almost 20-something, 25, 26 queries. So with this time, it will not be convenience for us to work on this. So I agree with you, Chair.
Let me ask Senator Dulo and Senator Mtata to go on record. They were with us earlier, but they went into another meeting. Just go on record for answered purposes. Senator Mtata.
Okay, Mtata Paiti, Your Excellency, welcome and your delegation. I had gone for another meeting.
Don't forget to see the incoming president.
Oh, the incoming president, yes. I had gone for another meeting on compensation of police officers.
You're welcome. And the long and short of it, Senator Mtata, is that the Jairus Nga ruling on constitutional timelines with respect to Article 2294 and 2298 have come up, and we have deliberated. The governor raised a preliminary objection, and he decided to stand it down just when we were about to give a ruling. But the principle we have taken is that Parliament is operating within the timelines, because these reports were tabled in Parliament within the 3 months, and Parliament took the decision to refer it to the relevant committees for appropriate action, and that's in line with the Constitution. And we have also asked the question, where constitutional timelines are breached by an entity, for example, KISII, submitting their financial statements in January of the subsequent year, would it be fair for then KISII to come here and say that the Auditor General breached the Constitution by not auditing reports that were not existent? So I know that Senator Omtata would be President of the Republic of Kenya, might want to look at some of these issues for greater clarity in the other institutions that interpret the laws.
I think in terms of the decision of Justice Nga, there was a decision by the Supreme Court on in one of my cases, where the court says that in situations like that, the court should go further and issue what they call a structural interdict and say, okay, you have not done this, but we are giving you maybe 6 months to do what was supposed to be done of you, so it doesn't fall through the cracks. So we might need the Nga decision to go back to the judge for a structural edict to tell us within what period of time we should have cleared up the backlog and stuff like that.
Thank you for that guidance. We have taken the position that we are pursuing a review because the window for appeal has closed. So we'll be, I think the legal team is preparing their brief and their strategy to seek a review. We do not want to expand the timelines. We want the timelines to remain the way they are. And Governor, it will be to your benefit if we are sharing revenue on the basis of the most recent financial statements. You know, right now we are sharing on the basis of 2021. So counties, 15% of the most recent revenue statements might be higher than the 387 billion that we are giving you. So we'll just be going back for that structure. You call it structured?
Structural interdict.
Structural interdict to help us deal with the past years. So, Governor, I have made the proposal that we would adjourn because the time remaining does not allow us to get into substantive issues, and yet we have a lot of matters that affect you directly as a county on the order paper. Do you have any objection to that?
No, Chair, I want to thank you, especially the Senate, as it is, for the good work you guys you are doing to the counties. You have been faithful to the cause. We expect that not less than what you guys have agreed. Congratulations for what you did yesterday. I know you were there up to late. We want to, again, to ask you guys to make sure you push, because again, now you have become more of our police officers who are taking, the duty on behalf of the counties as well from the government. We want to, again, I want to say this as a chairman again at the COG, as the chairman of resource mobilization. Those resources you guys are looking at, how we wish that the counties would get them on time. The only thing I want to say is that Umtata, you know, you're a fighter in those courts, and that's why you could be better than other lawyers. But again, we respect. Please proceed. Yes, for sure.
Please proceed carefully.
The School of Law, but he does it very well, Mr. Chairman. We must, where credit is due, let us give it. But Chair, I want to thank you again. We are ready to appear before you and another committee of Parliament. I've been in Parliament. We have grilled people. We have summoned people. Therefore, when I'm being summoned, I'm happy to appear before this committee. There is nothing about it. I'm ready to be here and answer all questions and account for every penny which comes to KISII. Thank you.
And as I allow Senator Onyonka to close, how many members of National Assembly do you have in KISII County?
Constituents, we have 9, Chairman.
And there are others who are nominated from KISII?
Yes.
I want to send you to your members of National Assembly. Go and have a conversation with them, because right now they are rejecting the push by Senate to bring road maintenance levy fund of 10 billion to county governments. It is an issue not just of principle, but compliance with the Constitution. Because roads, you have national roads and county roads. All Kenyans pay towards the road maintenance levy fund. And the national government should have its share. County government should also have their share. The members of National Assembly are ganging up to say that if they cannot get the 10.5 billion out of RMLF, which should be channeled to KERA, of course the Senate says the money should go directly to counties. They are saying it should go to KERA, which they control. They are saying if they can't get the 10.5 billion, counties are not going to get the conditional grants. Out of the conditional grants includes 40 billion of loans and grants. FLOCA money is there. NAV CDP money is there. Some counties are getting resources for water improvement. There are urban improvement loans and grants there. So please go talk to your members of National Assembly and remind them that their constituencies exist in the county. Whatever comes to the county does not go to another universe. It is going to benefit their constituents. It's extremely untidy that the Senate would be fighting for counties and the members of National Assembly, who some of whom aspire to be governors, would be fighting for money to go to other national government entities. I think that's a message I want to leave you with.
Chair, because you've just on your last comment, you know, until one is a governor, you know, I was a member of Parliament. We were selfish at that time. We will oppose anything going to the counties in in brief view that there is a lot of theft in the counties. But indeed, as you put it, when you get yourself there, that's the time you realize the reality comes to you. What were you opposing? Basically, as you put it, roads, they are either national or counties. And Umtata here, that's where you can be able to help us in either getting the interpretation of the law.
No, but you came with 2 lawyers here, including a legal advisor. Why do you need Umtata's help?
Umtata, does it for bono.
There was litigation.
The government.
There was litigation on that issue, which somebody initiated, and it's the Council of Governors which compromised it.
Yes.
Somebody is going to litigate that matter. And it's the Council of Governors which compromised it for low-hanging fruit. Instead of going for the whole tree, they took a fruit.
And that's on record.
And abandoned the tree.
We will look at it.
Governor, again, you're accusing other people, and yet you guys agreed on some settlements so that you can look good in the eyes of the government.
For sure,
That was
Chair,
the thing.
even when we are seated here, by the time you'll get us in as a governor, Oma Bay soon, all the Nyonka in the future, if he becomes the governor of KISII, all Tharakanidi as a governor, that's the reality will down on you on how the counties are and how difficult you'll be able to deal with the issues as they are. But I'm happy you have been true to the spirit of devolution as a Senate. Thank you.
Senator Onyonka, you could give us a...
Chair, I wouldn't want to extend this. I just wanted to say that, Governor, our job in this team is to interrogate money that we bring to you so that then the people who gave me a job and also gave you the job can be satisfied that we are guardians of that money. I want to say, Chair, thank you all for coming in, and I believe when we start the interrogation of these books, all shall be well. Thank you very much. And those of you who have come from KISII, please travel well. And in case the governor doesn't buy you lunch, I could offer a cup of tea. Thank you.
I doubt he'll buy them lunch because he does not even want to spend on legal expenses. He wants Umtata to take on his cases. I think we'll bring it to a close. Auditor General, I hope the client is cooperating, showing up for meetings, providing documentation as required to avoid these situations where financials come the following year.
Thank you, Chair. There is a cooperation from the client in terms of going forward, provision of the information and also documentations that has made us to progress. Even for this meeting, there's some sufficient information that has been provided for us to have this meeting, which has now been scheduled.
Okay, so we shall set a proper date for a proper conversation on these reports. And EACC, we had asked you, just go on record because you had not introduced yourself.
Thank you, Chair. Patricia Chebet from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, liaison officer attached to this committee.
I hope when we meet again, you will give us a proper update on the issues that have been referred to EACC. I think there are some HR issues and some insurance matters. So we'll give you time to prepare that before our next substantive engagement with the County Executive of KISII.
Well noted, Chair.
There being no other business, the meeting is adjourned. We wish you a safe journey back home.